Hey, welcome to the very first episode of Mid Monday Minutes with Tom. I appreciate you stopping by today. Hopefully, you're enjoying your Monday. Today, I'm diving straight into the most important element of most businesses. We all look down on them, we all think about not having one, we all think about anything but. But I'm here to tell you that it's really critical to have a business plan. It doesn't have to be 48 pages. It doesn't have to include every single scrap of financial detail that you could possibly think is necessary. But here's what it does need. It needs to be able to tell you what you're doing. It needs to be able to tell you who you're doing it for. And it needs to be able to tell you why you're doing it. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of other little layers like, how did you get there? What makes you an authority on it? Where do you feel like you're going with it? What are you doing with it? Okay, so let's dive into this a little bit, and then I'm going to throw a little pitch in at the end because that's what I do. But here's where we're going to start. All right, so number one, you need to be able to clearly define what your business is. So what is it? Are you a tech company? Are you a manufacturer? Are you a coach? Are you a life coach, a business coach, a consultant, an accountant, a tax preparer, life insurance salesperson, financial advisor, some combination thereof of all three, network marketer? It doesn't matter what it is, but you need to clearly define what it is. And it helps if you do this written down. That's the beginning of a plan, right? If it isn't in writing, it's just an idea. So you want to convert everything that's in your mind onto paper. So you've defined who you are. What do you sell? What are you selling? If you're a coach or a consultant, what niche are you? What is your specific thing, right? Because there's sales coaches, there's operations specialists, there's fractional CFOs, there's life coaches, there's relationship experts. There's a lot of different categories. Then in the accounting sphere, what is your specialty, right? If you're an accountant. So all of these things matter. So you want to be able to define clearly what your product is. And next up is who you're doing it for. Who's your target audience? Who needs your service? Who is that person specifically? The more specific you can get here, the easier it's going to be for people to help you find that person. It may even be even easier for that person to find you. So if you want to not just have an age range, a gender, a field, you want to have specifics. What does this person do during the day? How do they spend their time? How do they spend their time at home? Are they married? Are they single? Are they divorced? Are they unhappy? Are they ecstatic? Do they go to the gym? Do they eat healthy? Do they eat not healthy? Do they really like McDonald's? What is it specifically about that person that makes them a good fit to your product? So you know who you are, you know what you're selling, you know who you're selling it to. Next up comes some of the nitty-gritty. How do you deliver? How are you getting your product into these people's hands? What specifically is your mechanism? Is it tech-driven? Is it a spreadsheet? Is it an online course with a members area? Is it some, an app? How are you getting it in the hands of your clients? How are you executing it? How do you make it happen? And then after that, it becomes a matter of how are you pricing it? You've heard the 4 P's of marketing. It's your product, your placement, your pricing, and the other one. I'm not a marketing guy, so I wouldn't know that off the top of my head. But you want to know all these things, and you want to have it written down and clearly identified in a business plan, because then you want to be able to start making some assumptions. I need to sell to 5 people a month to make $10,000 a month. That's the living that I'm looking for. Because if you don't have that, you don't have a plan. You have an idea again. So you want to turn this business plan into somewhat of a strategic document, right? It's not a full-on strategic plan, but it's a strategic document. Year one, I'm going to reach 10 people a month. I'm going to make $10,000 a month. I'm going to make $120,000 a year. That's awesome. But in year two, are you going to do the same again? Because if that's the case, you don't really have a business, you have a job. You don't want to build a job for yourself. That's why you've left the corporate world and started your business in the first place. You want to build growth. So the next part becomes, what is in your scale-up plan? How many people do you need helping you? When do you get to hire them? What technology do you need? What equipment do you need? What are these other tools and things that you need in order to grow to the next level? Because I'll tell you, if you do $100,000 this year in business, that's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not. But if you do exactly $110,000 again next year, you've left opportunity on the table. So in a perfect world, your business plan is going to grow you to $1 million a year in revenue right away. That should be your first target. Every single entrepreneur in the world should be trying to get to $1 million a year in revenue. That is not $1 million a year of income. I just want to put that out there. We're talking revenue. Now, why? Why is that number so important? If you look around at all of the businesses that just launched in your area and all of the people who have a business today that are within the 1 to 3 year old range, you're going to see 95% of them disappear over the next 5 years. 95%. So for every 100 companies that you know, 5 of them are going to make it to year 5. That sucks, which is why I want you guys focusing on how do I grow this thing up to $1 million of revenue. You can grow after that. This isn't a blockade, but you want to start with that scale to $1 million. After that, you're going to have a different business plan because you're going to have a different business model. Right now, you are an entrepreneur, probably a solopreneur, and you may or may not have an assistant. So it's you versus the world. When you get to $1 million, it's your team versus the world. That is the first thing that shifts. At $1 million, now your team is scaling to the next level. And personally, I like breaking it up as 1 million, 3 million, 10 million. Okay. So each of those is a different business model. After 10 million, I'm handing you off to somebody else because that's not my focus. My focus is to reverse that 95% failure rate to get businesses to stay. That is my primary focus. After that, there's 1 million people out there that can help. There's sales coaches that can help you grow to 50 million. There's CFOs that can help take you public. There's 1 million other people out there that can help you get up to that level. This underserved market is the solopreneur who's making 100 grand a year up to $1 million. That is where the largest opportunity for you is. That is where the largest opportunity for me is. So if you're one of those people, I want to partner with you. I'm going to drop my calendar in the comment section below. I would love to connect with you if you're in that range. You're an entrepreneur in the $100 to $1 million range, and you're stuck. And you've been stuck for a minute, right? You are beyond that 3-year mark. So you've made it into that 5-minute pocket or that 5 people pocket out of the 100. I want you to make it to the next level because there is still a chance that you could not succeed. So here's my offer. I will be soon putting out a business planning workshop. Keep your eyes open. I would like everyone who's hearing this message right now to, number one, tell me you like it. Hit that little thumbs up button down below and say that I'm going to say thank you for that. Also, turn on notifications. Every Monday, I'm going to put out a mid-Monday Minutes with Tom episode. and we're going to keep this thing moving. Eventually, I'm going to have other people on that can provide extra insights, and that's going to be fun too. But first off, this week is all about business plan. Get your ideas down on paper. Take them out of your head. Whatever it is you've been working on, get it out of your head, write it down. Write it down and say, okay, systematically, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it. That's it. That's the most important thing for this week. So that's it for me for right now. But I'm going to drop my calendar link down below. I would also like to invite anybody who's interested to keep your eyes open for the business planning workshop. It'll be coming out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So keep that in mind. It's going to be probably a 3-hour workshop, but we're going to sit down and we're going to literally go through from where you are right this second to where you want to be. And we're going to map that out. That will not be a free workshop, by the way. It's going to cost you $27. $27 for 3 hours, $9 an hour. What are you going to walk away with? You're going to walk away with a business plan. You're going to walk away with a financial budget for today inside of your business. And you're going to walk away with a plan for when to hire that next person and what position you need to be in order to do that. So that's it. So thank you for entertaining me during this inaugural episode. Hopefully, as we go along, we get deeper insights. We get some feedback in the comment section, and we get people listening in on a regular basis. But thank you. I hope you have a wonderful and power-filled week. We will talk soon.